unless you're going to go in there and let her punch you without you punching her at all, without you trying to win at all, without you competing, you just want to be a punching bag, unless that's what you talk about doing. Here are the scenarios.
Claressa Shields got a real big problem, as Alycia Baumgardner is apparently going to press charges on Claressa Shields for assault.
Yeah, I think it's important to give a young woman advice to know what it is to stand in power, what it is to trust your power, what it is to be still and to follow through when things get hard, when things don't seem to go your way. I think it's important to really mentor the same way I was poured into somebody else, because it really goes a long way.
What does this mean moving forward for both fighters? Well, one, Claressa can't go to MVP events anymore, but seeing that MVP controls like a huge swath of the top female talent, it might make it a little harder for fights for her to get made if they go ahead and decide to work together in co-promoting a fight, or one of their fighters that Claressa wants to fight when she moves back down divisions. I believe her last fight has been at 175 and heavyweight, if I stand correctly.
The situation has taken a dramatic turn as Claressa Shields now appears to be facing a serious legal challenge. Reports suggest that Alycia Baumgardner is preparing to press assault charges against Claressa Shields, a development that could spark one of the biggest controversies in women's boxing and potentially carry major consequences beyond the ring.
I was in your way.
Get out the way. I want to get in there. No. World star.
Not right now.
I'll referee. I'm calling her to get a referee.
What does this mean for both fighters moving forward? For Claressa Shields, the impact could be enormous. She can no longer attend MVP events, and with MVP promotions representing a large share of the sport's top female talent, securing major fights could become far more difficult. If promoters decide to work together on future events, Shields may find herself excluded from opportunities, especially if she drops back down in weight after recently competing at 175 pounds and heavyweight. Just imagine reaching the absolute pinnacle of your sport, becoming undisputed and seemingly unstoppable, only to lose access to the biggest stages almost overnight. That is the harsh reality Claressa Shields is now facing. In a shocking move that stunned the boxing world, Jake Paul's MVP Promotions reportedly handed Shields a lifetime ban following a violent backstage altercation with rival Alycia Baumgardner. This went far beyond the usual pre-fight trash talk. The confrontation escalated inside a VIP area, a physical strike was allegedly thrown, and the aftermath has sent shockwaves throughout combat sports. Adding another dramatic layer to the controversy, Stephen A. Smith, who has shared a long and bitter history with Claressa Shields, responded to her downfall in a way that has become one of the story's biggest twists.
MVP argued.
But to see the women do it, go at it like this. I mean, I'm kind of stuck. Listen, I love Alycia. I love Claressa. There's a time and a place for this at this event. You know, that wasn't it. That wasn't it, Joe.
Yeah, hey, Ocho, you know damn well she was dead wrong. Man,
absolutely.
Hey,
absolutely.
listen,
They've been going at it for a minute, Joe. They've been going at it for a minute.
But look, though, in sports, what's the competitive edge if I got a person who is emotionally unstable, meaning if I say something, it's going to piss you off, then I'm going to continue to antagonize you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you don't put your damn hands on nobody.
Nah.
You know, unless we in the ring. But for you to haul off and slap that girl like that, come on, bro.
Yeah. That's wrong. That's wrong. I think at some point, and Joe, I think she's probably gonna issue an apology. She's gonna issue an apology once.
Man,
you, what the hell apology to do? I understand, Joe. I think at some.
I gotta get right. That's what I'm saying.
But listen, they can't fight each other. We talk about two completely different weight classes. You know, two completely different weight classes.
Well, why would she?
I mean, Claressa says she'll go down, but Baumgardner gonna have to come up at least.
Yeah, that's too much. It's impossible to make that fight happen. I think Claressa is gonna issue an apology at some point, say she's sorry, and I think
The drama erupted during a recent high-profile boxing event filled with superstar fighters, celebrities, and larger-than-life personalities. Inside an exclusive VIP section, far from the watchful eyes of any referee, the long-standing tension between Claressa Shields and Alycia Baumgardner finally reached its breaking point. When the two champions came face-to-face, a heated verbal confrontation quickly spiraled out of control. Grainy cell phone footage that later surfaced online captured the chaotic scene as it unfolded. In a shocking moment that caught everyone off guard, Shields suddenly lunged toward Baumgardner and appeared to strike her, leaving the surrounding crowd stunned as the unexpected altercation unfolded right before their eyes.
If you thought getting banned would humble the undisputed champion, you would be dead wrong. The fallout immediately escalated when Alycia Baumgardner released her own blistering statement. She called out a repeated pattern of hostile behavior from Shields and heavily hinted that the authorities might get involved. Baumgardner made it clear that this issue would be handled legally and professionally, shifting the conflict from a boxing rivalry to a potential courtroom battle.
It's crazy. Altogether, she is the complete package. People love Alycia Baumgardner.
Yeah, you fucking with a married man at the end of the day.
Baumgardner is likable. She is very feminine. And most important, she is not messing with the married man.
You fucking with a married man at the end of the day.
On top of that, Alycia Baumgardner is one of the highest paid female boxers in the game. She is second to Amanda Serrano, the highest paid female boxer in the game.
Yeah, you fucking with a married man at the end of the day.
So when you see Miss Claressa Shields, the most accomplished fighter in the game, she gets mad as hell knowing damn well everybody loves Alycia Baumgardner. That's why she mad.
Yeah, you fucking with a married man at the end of the day. Let's do better.
And on top of that, Miss Claressa Shields is also mad that she is never gonna get signed to MVP, especially after what she just did.
Okay, Southpaw, it don't matter. Did I beat the best or not?
I got a right to my opinion, and I stand on what I say. Claressa Shields is a very
The internet may love a good fight, but Jake Paul's MVP Promotions was anything but amused. Almost as soon as the footage spread across social media, the promotional powerhouse released a firm statement condemning the alleged assault. Without hesitation, the company announced that Claressa Shields was banned from attending all future MVP events. Their message was unmistakable. While heated trash talk and intense rivalries are part of boxing, physically confronting another athlete in a private setting crossed a line they refused to accept. MVP stated that Shields' actions harmed the reputation of women's boxing and undermined the progress they have invested millions of dollars to build. This was not a brief suspension or a symbolic punishment. It was a permanent corporate ban that effectively shut one of the sport's biggest stars out of every MVP event moving forward.
Anyway, as you saw on the tape, Claressa wound up there, cocked back, bop, right in the mouth for some confrontation that they're having. Now, let me tell you what my thoughts are on this, because Claressa then doubles down and she puts out a tweet which basically says, yeah, that's what you get when you messing around, when you mess with Claressa. Get the taste slapped out your mouth. Something to that effect. I'll put it up in the graphic in the video. But here's my thing, man. This is great promotion. It's great promotion. It really is. I love it. It's going to be good for Alycia Baumgardner. It's going to be good for Claressa Shields. It's going to be good for their careers. Because you know why? because ratchet sells. A few years ago, I forget when they put that term to rest, right? Where you just have scantily dressed women over the top with loud mouths screaming back and forth, man. You see Krishan Rock going through that in the fights that she's having with these people in these real life, dramas. I really think that, these people are starting to plan these things out because they're basically being podcasters. What do you call it? In real life, RIL podcasters, in real life podcasters, where like you see Alycia Baumgardner being filmed with, I think the guy's name is DDG, and she's doing live streams with him. She's in the boxing gym with them, right? They're kind of teaming up with with those type of streamers. You have Ryan Garcia, who you saw just last night do a live stream with Tekashi 6ix9ine. They're dressing just alike, and you see Adrian Bronner running around with Dean the Great, and and they're dressing alike. So it's just a big production that these guys are putting on, trying to get their name out there and trying to keep this conversation going, man, in this very, very, very how can you say, swamped media land. And the bigger a fool you act, the more attention that you're gonna.
If you thought a lifetime ban would humble the undisputed champion, think again. Instead of backing down, the controversy intensified almost immediately when Alycia Baumgardner released a blistering statement of her own. She accused Claressa Shields of displaying a repeated pattern of hostile behavior and strongly suggested that legal authorities could soon become involved. Baumgardner made it clear that she intended to handle the matter through the proper legal channels, transforming what had once been a fierce boxing rivalry into a dispute that could ultimately be decided inside a courtroom instead of the ring.
A sport. Stop thinking about women and love and breasts and titties. It's a sport, bro. Don't nobody want to keep hearing that. It's like we are in a year of 2021. If you don't know that women are in sports yet, I don't know where you've been. But when you speak about combat sports, to men who cannot hit the pads better than me, to men who cannot punch faster than me, punch harder than me, to men who cannot beat me up, please do not tell me you don't like seeing women box in the ring, or you don't like seeing women in combat sports. What, you don't like seeing this up in combat sports because you can't do it? Because you don't know how to fight? That's what it all boils down to for me. I think that men who think that women shouldn't be in the ring fighting are upset because they cannot fight. I don't know any other way to put it.
But Claressa Shields refused to back down. Taking to social media, she quickly fired back, insisting that the entire controversy was being blown far out of proportion. According to Shields, Alycia Baumgardner was the one who started the confrontation through repeated verbal provocation and was now attempting to portray herself as the innocent victim after the situation escalated.
So what do you like about men fighting? I mean, they all sweaty and they all muscular and they all laying on each other, and you like that? But you don't like women fighting each other? Doing the exact same thing? Like, you would think you would want to see women do that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it just don't correlate with me. Like if you like boxing, no matter who's doing it. No matter who's doing it. So don't say, oh, you don't like when women do it because women are so nice, so fragile. Dudes are so nice and so fragile. What? Okay, dudes got muscles. So do I. I'm a girl. So I just rather people who don't know how to fight and don't know how to box, you just be quiet. Seriously, you just shut up. Especially if you don't know how to box better than me. For real, like, you can hit the pads. Like, I honestly seen Stephen A. Smith hit the pads, and that's why I think he don't like women's boxing, because they got some women, a lot of them, who, especially the world champs like myself, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, a bunch of us who box better than him. So he may be a little offended by that, but that don't mean that you tell us you know, oh, you don't like women in combat sports because you can't do it better.
Stephen A. Smith reacting to a major boxing controversy is nothing unusual, but his connection to Claressa Shields makes this situation far more personal. The history between the two has been tense for years, marked by public disagreements and repeated clashes that have created one of boxing's most well-known and bitter rivalries outside the ring.
Me personally, I would never get in Claressa Shields' face talking about I'm gonna beat your ASS, because what if she takes me up on that offer? Then what? Y'all saw how she slapped that lady? That was the slap heard around the world. I'm talking about no, you're teaching no! I gotta stay in my lane. I would have to say something like, I challenge you to an intellectual debate and exchange of ideas. So if y'all don't know what happened, Claressa Shields and Alycia Baumgardner have apparently been beefing online for a little minute now. They're both professional boxers. They end up seeing each other in person, and from the clips, it looked like it started off as regular boxer trash talk. Alycia was like, I'm gonna beat your ASS, and Claressa was like, beat who?
World star.
Not right now.
I'll referee.
Now, mind you, there were people separating them already, security, people standing around, the whole thing. Then Claressa allegedly hauled off and slapped her. Now, a lot of people are criticizing Alycia because apparently after everything happened, she said, get my lawyer on the phone, charges and press. Y'all have to understand, everybody don't fight. Some people press charges. Now, in this case, Alycia actually does fight. She's literally a boxer, but no, it does not look like she tried to fight Claressa back. She probably didn't want to get banned from all events over a backstage altercation. And speaking of banned, yes, Claressa is apparently banned from attending future MVP events now. But yeah, from a legal perspective, if Alycia does press charges, it'll be for assault and battery, maybe even with a deadly weapon, because Claressa, those hands can be fatal. I don't know, but I will say, a lot of people feel like if you walk up to somebody saying, I'm going to beat your ASS, and then they Uno reverse, you don't get to feel bad. But I do have a solution. As the judge in this case, I've heard enough and I'm ready to pronounce my sentence. Alycia, you need to get your weight class up. Claressa, you need to get your weight class down, and y'all both need to get in the ring and settle this properly. And I do think Alycia deserves one complimentary free swing. I know Claressa did not sneak her technically, but they also weren't exactly squared up and ready to fight either. So that slap definitely came out of nowhere in my opinion. So I do feel like Alycia should get one freebie before the bell rings. Court is adjourned. Good luck to both parties.
Years ago, Shields completely obliterated Smith on a public stage, blasting him for his critiques of women's fighting. She called his opinions flat-out sexist, mocked his physical ability to throw a punch, and basically told him to shut his mouth when it came to her sport. It was a humiliating, direct attack on his credibility that Smith never forgot. He was publicly embarrassed by a fighter who claimed he was just intimidated by strong women. On one hand, MVP's decision to impose such a severe punishment may seem completely justified. No athlete can physically confront a colleague in a private VIP area and expect to keep the same privileges afterward. On the other hand, many fans have pointed to what they see as a clear double standard within combat sports. Over the years, male fighters have thrown chairs, attacked buses, and even started large public brawls, yet many of those incidents were later turned into massive pay-per-view events worth millions of dollars. Critics argue that when men behave this way, it is often celebrated as legendary fight promotion, but when a woman is involved, the consequences become far harsher, leading to a lifetime ban and accusations of damaging the sport's reputation.